What's up, guys? Welcome back to a video, and with the future of the DC has never been more bright than ever, and it was breaking yesterday. James Gunn and Peter Safran have become new leaders in the DEC and will now become co-CEOs of the property. And now with this is like a big deal, considering the fact that Warner Bros. And the DC has been at a mess for years, especially under the leadership of Walter Hamda, who's not their leader anymore. And now we have so much to look forward to in the future of the DC, especially with the DC has found their Kevin Feige to lead the brand as well. So in this video, I'm going to go over what this means for James Gunn, who is now the new leader of the DC, and what we could look forward to with the future of the DC. And now we have a more brighter future with DC and Warner Brothers now more than ever as well. But if you do like this, be sure to subscribe and notification bell so it's obviously this in the future. So let's get into it. And now with this is officially coming from the Hollywood Reporter themselves. It says are the headline, and James Gunn and Peter Safran have become new leaders of the DC, or now become co-CEOs, and with the DC films will now be turned into DC Studios for its film, TV, and animation products, and much more. And then this is like essentially with the DC for finding their own Kevin Feige to lead the property. And now it also says that it ends like the month-long search to find the new leader, and like replacing Walter Hamda, who's been at the property, especially for like a terrible leadership for years, and even with the Rock bringing Superman back, and now that we have so much to look forward to, especially with the James Gunn and Peter Safran have been like a massive fans of the property for decades. That they've been a fan of the source material and for the products as well, and plus with the James Gunn, who's had massive success over at DDC with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. He really has a good storytelling and the way to tell storytelling, especially with the characters. And now for what in here, it also says what the roles are going to be as new leaders of DC Studios is that James Gunn will be focusing on the creative side. I mean that he'll direct and do like amazing storytelling with these characters in the DC universe. And Peter Safran will focus on the business side, especially with these two awesome leaders now at DC, as both been like comic fans, and now this, especially that we have much to forward to in the future of DC, especially with these characters, and with these like a few feature films that have been scratched from Warner Bros. I think that now can be a revived, especially as we have new leaders. And now for what, like for so much that we could look forward to, is that with James Gunn and Peter Safran and now leaders of the properties that with DC that's been trying to find, and they're only Kevin Feige leader for a long time to lead the company. This is especially as we had Dan Lin, who was like candidate for that position, but quickly turned it down, because it's especially with whatever this is going to be in the DC, and like how they are on their end. And now especially like as with this, it won't like unify every DC product, especially with all of the future products that we have in store in DC, including for a Joker 2 and Matt Reeves' the Batman universe, and that will not be overseen by James Gunn and Peter Safran, but with all of the future products will be overseen by James Gunn and Peter Safran, and which means that we have a much brighter future of DC to look forward to. And I think it's because with the new era of the DC universe that we're in, especially with the Rock seeing that the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change, and that it has changed, and now that we're in like a new era of the DC universe, especially with all of the mess that we've been having for years over whatever's and the DC, and now even though with all those future products that have been like scrapped, and even with the Walter Hamda, who was under the leadership, who was especially involved with all of the products that were canceled, especially with the Batman movie and much more. And now I think for what we look forward to, and we can look forward to things, some awesome products coming from James Gunn and Peter Safran. And now, especially even the James Gunn, who will now be the new leader of the DC and its property, and with his relationship over at Marvel Studios after he was fired from them, especially after doing the first two Guardians films in the Guardians franchise, and that he moved over to DC to do the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and now even like in the article that I said here, that with the James Gunn's contract over at DC as a new leader, that it'll last for 4 years, and especially as we have Guardians 3 coming out, and I think that this will be James Gunn's last movie with Marvel. So that means, and that like I mean with the Guardians 3 is last movie in the franchise, it'll be James Gunn's last movie with the Marvel Studios, and now I think we have much to look forward to, and now as we have two great leaders, and they'll be leading the DC in its future. And yeah, on top of all this, I'm very excited, and I'm so happy for James Gunn and Peter Safran now that they'll become new leaders of DC and its property, and now that we have a much more brighter future in the DCU universe to look forward to. And I think like the hierarchy of power in the DCU universe has changed, especially with The Rock that brought Superman back, especially as Black Adam. Now that we have Man of Steel 2, especially more of Henry Cavill's Superman products that are on the way, and even with the James Gunn and Peter Safran, that both have been massive fans of the source material and its characters, and they know how to do a great storytelling, even with its characters. And now that we have a much more brighter future in the DC universe to look forward to, and the future of the DC has never been more brighter than ever before as well. So that's gonna be it for this video. Love your thoughts and comment below. What are your thoughts on James Gunn and Peter Safran now become new leaders of the DC, and what future projects are you looking forward to now with these two great leaders of the property? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you get this video like and subscribe to the notification bell for future videos, and for live updates, always follow me on Twitter. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.